Hello, everyone. How's it going? Let me know if you can hear me. Hey, Karen, welcome and thank you for being here. And IG Roller Disco 17. I can't leave that off. Hello, Hermana. How are you? Thank you for joining. Let me know if the sound is good. Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me then? How's it going with the sound? Greetings. Greetings and welcome to the Chatmosphere family. Yes. How's it going with the sound? It's good? Oh, good. I've been having a lot of technicals that I've had to work through. Weird things, okay? Like slippages of time. You know, we talk about time a lot. I've had some weird things happen with time. And it's hard to explain. I don't really know what just happened, but I've worked through some time glitches. So thank you for being here. Without further ado, let's just start like we always start, okay? Let's see. We'll start here. Okay. So we're here. Let's see who's here. Cafe 2. Did I say that right? Thank you. So you can hear me. Everything's fine with the sound. Okay, great. Thank you and welcome. Welcome. And let's start with our slides, okay? We're going to start with all right. I'm getting there, everybody. Like I said, I've had some glitches. So we're now up to episode 41 in this retrospective. Thank you, Wendy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And Yvette Shines Bright. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. Who else is here? Sunny Day. Welcome, Sunny Day. Thank you all for joining. Okay, so I'm glad I got here on time. Like I explained, I had some glitches and I'm glad everything's good with sound. So let's get into this particular part of the retrospective. As you can see, the images that I selected for this year of 2005, just take a gander. Do you remember this year? I had to think about it. I do remember the year because I was helping out with the Hurricane Katrina patients. I worked in Atlanta at Grady Memorial. If you know anything about Grady, they call it Shady Grady. Wendy is from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Beautiful up there. I hope it's really beautiful right now. Are you starting to have a little break from the wintry weather that you probably had a lot of? Yes. I'm glad that the spring is breaking in a lot of places. But yeah, going back to this timeline, rewinding to 2005, I just remember the Hurricane Katrina victims, I'll say, coming in, although they classified them as refugees. And that really hit me in a weird way I wasn't quite into the conspiracy theory of it all, but I thought it was weird to classify Americans as refugees. Okay, that was on the paperwork when they came in. Refugees. So it's something going on that I haven't quite thought about. But let's go through. Maybe you can help me. Let me know, why would Americans be classified during a hurricane disaster as refugees on paper? All right, so let's go through this particular year, as we'll start out with Hurricane Katrina. And this was quite a tragedy. It's unbelievable that this happened, in terms of the amount of damage to human life and property. I know the conspiracy theories have really probably crystallized for a lot of people in terms of the levees. And I've heard many theories of the levees being broken on purpose. So if you have any theories, they're all welcomed. We've run out of tinfoil. So please, if you have any tinfoil, we'll need to get some more. Thank you, IG. Thank you so much. I try to work at it. I try to, you know what? I've done my nails, by the way. Let me get on here and show you. What do you think? I did this myself. And I didn't do my other hand. I thought I would get it done before. And I'm using these colors, a dark blue, a light blue, and a red. Right? Very patriotic. I'm getting into the patriotic vibes of it all. But I'm sorry, I didn't finish my other hand. As I'm going through, maybe I'll finish it while we're on this live. Maybe. We'll see. I'll try. Okay, so let's get back to the slides. Okay, so this tragedy was, let's see, what are you saying? Karen has a theory about, well, let's start off by looking at the word refugee, which means a person forced from their land or country, and that's what happened to the people of Katrina. Well, that is amazing that you said that, because, yeah, okay, this is really, it's disturbing in a way, because you do think about people that were displaced. I don't think they ever returned to New Orleans, from what I know. They were taken to Atlanta. We got a lot of Hurricane Katrina victims. And what other cities? Do you remember? It was another city that was really a strange place you wouldn't have thought of to send people from New Orleans. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. You had an amazing winter. Oh, I bet it was beautiful. You're probably so used to winters. Yes. So, yeah, I haven't gone down the Hurricane Katrina rabbit hole, but I bet it's very disturbing. In other words, a purge. Yes, because I remember hearing about a Hollywood actor that went down with the philanthropy. He was helping. It always looks good helping. And it looks like these people were permanently displaced from their homes. And I haven't been to New Orleans since, I don't think, have I? No, I haven't been there since Hurricane Katrina. Yeah, I don't think I have. Yeah. But I used to go prior to the Hurricane Katrina. So I don't know what the aftermath was like, but it did seem that people were in there and renovating and the property. Yes. So it is, I don't know. Look at some of the damage and the levees and the whole idea about the, Army Corps of Engineers. When I looked at some of that surveying, when they survey places, I read a narrative about a place, I love Cumberland Island, and some of the narratives about Cumberland Island and the way that it's the way that it's set up with the inlets, the inlets, am I saying it correctly? Where you come to an island, but it's not quite it, it's like Florida. They have the inlets. I think that's what it's called. Yes, that was who it was. No, was it Sean Penn? Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember. Was it Sean Penn? I'm thinking of another actor. I can't think of it. The one that was married to Angelina Jolie. I think he was down there. I'm not sure if Sean Penn was down there. He may have, but I'm thinking the guy married to, what's his name? The guy that was married to Angelina. He was over very busy down there in New Orleans after this happened. Brad Pitt. Yes, Brad Pitt. I mean, okay, I'm not saying that Brad Pitt did anything, untoward, evil or whatever, but I'm just saying that it was kind of weird that they started to descend on the city. And we know that New Orleans has a spiritual component to it. Lots of spirituality. People go there for the voodoo of it all. And we know that, let's see, who likes to hang out? A lot of the Hollywood types like to hang out in New Orleans because of that. I've heard that, Beyonce and her sister hang out in New Orleans, maybe, or have a home. And lots of people like to go there and maybe have a second home, something stashed where you could do your little rituals, maybe, allegedly, get a little more power. And yeah, she's got the Creole background, right? The Creole. And if you have any of that Creole in your family, which, yeah, I got a little bit of that stuff in my family. And, we have to think about those things when you think about the spiritual things that get stuck to your bloodline. But there's something up with the whole spirituality, the levees. Look at this. It just seems really odd. And the people that were displaced. And this is nothing new in terms of how things happened in this nation to seize land from the original people that held the land. There were fires, right? All the mysterious fires that have occurred throughout the, I'll say the centuries. And also fires, floods, everything you can think of. Some people say energy weapons. And we're starting to hear about a lot of the energy weapons. Yeah, generational curses. Yes. I have a lot of those generational curses in my family that I believe there's always one that the Most High Yah will raise up to be that one, the curse breaker in your lineage, in your family. Hi, Jan. Welcome. Yes. Looking for the little, yes, that's another thing. When a lot of the people had to go to the dome, remember and you see it in the one picture there, the dome. It was horrendous, the stories that were told when the people flocked to this dome, and their local government really failed them, in my opinion, really failed these people. Oh, wow. Wild Dragon, another Canadian is here. Welcome, 420 Wild Dragon. Love you. Thank you for joining. Oh, you know our boy, 420 Wild Dragon. They always had a dark reason for it. Yes. Yes. What it took them 3 days to go in to help. Yeah. To help those people. And the thing about New Orleans that in this particular issue, people helped each other. I know there were stories about the looting and how ridiculous that was. But there were a lot of stories that were beautiful about people helping, and the racial issue wasn't a thing. You had white people that had boats that were helping black people out and animals, and it was a lot of that also. So to give it some balance, we did see some really beautiful things. Now we know that Kanye had a bit to say about it. Let's see if I wanna oh my goodness. Let's look at what Kanye had to say. Do you wanna let's revisit this?
Levees protecting New Orleans, the landscape of the city has changed dramatically, tragically, and perhaps irreversibly. There's now over 25 feet of water where there was once city streets and thriving neighborhoods.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know, it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give. And just to imagine if I was down there, and those are my people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, this is Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
In the past few days, America and people have been stepping up to donate money, to do all they can to help people in New Orleans and all over.
Okay. Oh my.
Local tax experts are here. Now you can meet
Kanye, if you can hear me, he's always been up to these things, hasn't he? My goodness. My goodness. What do you think about that? It did. That's a good point. It looked like an SNL skit. I'm sorry for laughing, but I'm just thinking about Kanye and how long he's been doing this, going off script, right? Did he go totally off script? What the heck? And I love how what's the guy? Oh my God, he's on the Epstein list, right? I'm not saying allegedly. The funny guy at the, what's his name, at that came up and tried to clean it up. What's his name? Kanye been going rogue. Yes, he has. Who was the guy at the end who was on hanging out with Clintons on the Epstein nasty crunchy plane? You know I can't stand when I think about Epstein's plane and that crushed velvet seats. Ah! I can smell that plane from a distance. It's so crunchy looking. But what? Chris Tucker, that's who it is. He's been, yeah, thank you. Chris Tucker, that was so funny. Him at the end. I'm sorry. That was pure comedy. George Bush doesn't like black people. Okay. But yeah, Chris Tucker, imagine that on the Epstein list. Weird stuff, right? Okay, let's see. I had to get back to my original. Just hang on, everybody. I have been having a little bit of issues. Oh, wait. Okay, this is it. I have to stop that screen. Okay. And I think this is where we left off. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. Who else is here? We have somebody joining. Yes, RPC Music. Thank you for joining. You said, I like how Kanye started by calling. Oh, did he call out the? I wasn't paying attention. I was busy painting my nails. He was calling out the media. That was a weird whole, like watching it again, listening rather. It's weird. It was just like you said, Gracie said it seemed like an SNL skit. It did. It was very weird. Come on. But Mike Myers was hilarious. He was so nervous. So yeah, Kanye, he did his thing. He did his big one, as they say. He went and went straight for George Bush, doesn't care about black people. All right. So I hold my rice, yay, because this lady right here might have something different to say about George W. Bush and black people. I think it depends on who you are. Hey, the guru is here. Peace and love to all. Welcome, the guru. Wow. And we've got eavesdropper. Thank you so much. Hey, now. So what do you all think about that? Yes, the guru. So yeah, hold my rice, yay. Because if you listen to people like the comedian that I love, what's his name? I keep forgetting names. Like if I don't see them a lot, I love this comedian. He has left us, but he would always talk about the guru. What's the comedian's name that talked about Condoleezza Rice and W? Does anybody know? What? Come on, y'all. He's the beautiful he looked like brown velvety skin and those good teeth. What was his name? Come on. He was a great comedian. He even wrote for the Richard Pryor show and stuff. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? He was even on Dave Chappelle, and he played Negro Damas. Remember who did Negro Damas? Who was that? Come on, y'all. Help me out. Help a sister out. Let me look up who did Negro Damas. Remember Negro Damas? That stuff was so funny. Negro Damas. I see it. I just can't. It's so funny. Okay, we're talking about Negro Damas. Why are they not telling me his name? I see it here. Who? Paul Mooney. Yes, Paul Mooney. There you are. Yes, Paul Mooney. Yes, he was a writer, Jan, for he wrote a lot of shows, Paul Mooney. But if you've ever listened to his stand-up on this subject, it is scandalous, okay? He did not hold back. He had his theories about Condoleezza being, I would say, to not quote him, but what he was getting at is that they were maybe, a thing, or I don't know, allegedly. Something was real cozy going on with Condi. So yeah, I don't know about him not liking black people. But also, if you also remember, W is really cozy with Michelle Obama. Have you all seen the pictures of him and Michelle? They're all like, they're really like hugged up and real cozy. Like they go way back. So he has a thing for maybe the ladies, the foundational Black American women. What's up with that, W? So yeah, they had a really interesting little thing there. Now, Condi, this particular year, she was sworn in as the Secretary of State, which is, yeah. So Condi has been around and she has some splaining to do, I think. I think she has a lot of splaining to do. Oh, sunny day. Oh, oh, funny. Okay, so put all that in the chatmosphere. I love it. Bring it all. Bring it all. Okay, so let's see. Am I right that Condoleezza Rice was announced as Secretary of State? Yeah, I think so. I think that was her official title, which would make her the first black woman, the first black woman. So yeah, all righty. So Condi, she has a lot of splaining. Sunny day, that's okay. Okay, this is also the year. Now W, he was catching lots of strays. He went and had some speech over in somewhere, Russia has a region called Georgia, not where the peaches come from. Georgia, he gave a speech over there, and this particular it's not funny, okay? I'm not laughing, but I'm just saying this was a political situation, and he went over to speak, and they said that in this region there is a high percentage of people that they may run for office, but they don't live to see the office. They're either poisoned, or this particular time they threw a hand grenade at the podium, and George W. Bush is up there. Remember, he had the shoes thrown at him. I think that's going to be later. I can't wait to get to that part. When he dodges the shoes, I mean, he is something else. Remember, it was one shoe, two shoes, and he just dodged them. He was doing like the Matrix, right? Yes, he's good at dodging shoes and maybe grenades. Because let me tell you, this man, does he have prayer on him? Because this guy right here threw the hand grenade, and it was wrapped up in a red kerchief. And because it was wrapped up in the red kerchief, that's the reason it didn't detonate properly. So it did not explode. And what a time. What a time. So this is the guy that did it right here. Wow. He got in trouble for not carrying through with that job. And this is the year that Time magazine tells us that these are the good Samaritans of our culture. Do we agree, Chatmosphere? Look at this Time magazine cover. We have the creepy, evil nerd himself, Bill Gates, of the Gates of Hell, and then his wife, Melanie, what's her name? She's not a Melania. This is, what's her name? Melinda. This is Melinda Gates, who right now is telling you, don't talk to me, go to Bill. I don't want to hear it about the Epstein and the Russian hookers and all of it. I have not, look, go talk to him about it. She has washed her hands, she thinks. But I don't know here. She's on the cover. She knew something. And then you have Bono of U2. He turned out to be a disappointment to me because he's doing all these concerts and he's such a good Samaritan and he's over there. I don't know. I don't trust Bono. I think he should have stuck to music. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Bono's a good guy? Gracie says, I think Gates' wife. You think she's a man too? Maybe. Just like Mike Myers says, it's a man, baby, it's a man. So we have also 2005. Don't mind me, I'm going to finish my nails so I could do this for you. I haven't been taking care of myself when it comes to my nails. I want to get the nail polish that has the organic stuff, the vegan nail polish. Gracie thinks that Bono is one of them. You don't think he's good either, Jan? I don't. He gives me the ick. Yeah, me too. He gives me the ick. What are you saying, Yvette? Shines bright? No, he's a loser like the rest of them. Okay, so I think we're maybe not feeling Bono anymore. I liked him in the beginning. I like U2. I like that music. I like the 'cause I'm still Oh, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Right? Let's get the spoon. All right. 'Cause I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Do, do, do. I can see the guy playing the guitar, right? That was a good video, was it not? That was some good music. Bono, why'd you have to ruin it? You should have stuck to the good music, man. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I should try press on nails. Jen, try the press on nails. They have some real. Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. That's what I want. I want some patriotic press on nails. I'm getting into the whole. Aren't you getting happy about celebrating the 250th birthday of America? Right? Okay. I know I seem really scattered today. I've had a little coffee, a big coffee. My brother, he has been getting me big Wawa coffees, and I'm like, ooh! So just blame it on the coffee. I need to maybe take it down a step. Maybe just drink half of this big Wawa coffee. Yes, we have Wawa here. Do you know about Wawa? Anybody? All right, so back to the slides. So we have Google Maps started in this particular year of 2005. Google Maps, which is pretty creepy. I had a manager when I worked at Grady. Check this out, you guys. She was so intrusive. She was really a problem. She was the kind of person that just said things that I had to go to HR on her. I don't like to go to HR, but she told me that I had a Beyonce booty. Can you imagine? She's a white lady too. She told me I had a Beyonce booty. And I said, wait a minute now. I had to take myself down to HR so I could cover my booty because she was creeping me out. And she did stuff like this. She went into Google Earth and she would look at our houses. She was looking at my house from Google Earth. Because, you know, think about it, she has all your data. She was putting in our addresses, the employees, and looking at our houses while we're at work. And she told me one day, she said, you know, Jennifer, there's a red car that's been parked in front of your house. What do you think? I was like, what? She was really creepy. But yeah, I had to go to HR on her when she said I had a Beyonce booty. What kind of crap? Hey, David. Hello and welcome, David Safer. Let's welcome David. Hello and welcome. Okay, so we're going to move on. So we have some. Oh, this is weird. Tell me. I want you all decoding. Decode away. We have the USS America, which I don't like that this is also called CV-66, USS America. It was decommissioned in 2005, and it's a super carrier, as you can see, and they deliberately sank it in the Atlantic Ocean. Why? They were doing drills or exercises, bombing it, and they sank it. What do you think about that, Andre? Crazy and very weird. They're saying hello to you, David. Thank you for dropping by, David. So I don't know what was up with this USS America. Is that some kind of symbolic way of saying that? What? I think it's weird, to be honest. I really do. I didn't like it at all. All right, so that happened in 2005. And then check this out. We have a big power outage. So it was along the Atlantic. Everything about this year, it dealt with weather anomalies. So we have big power outages along the eastern Atlantic seaboard. And there was also a big hurricane that hit Florida this year also. So it was just a lot when it comes to bad weather, and to have this power outage the way, I wonder what it really was. They called it the Atlantic power outage. There's a lot going on with the Atlantic, honestly, that I haven't quite delved into. But we also have, now this is a big year for aviation. All of you aviation nerds, I am a aviation geek thanks to my father. We were both aviation geeks together. So this is the year that the Airbus was launched. Has anybody flown on the Airbus? Do you have any opinions about the Airbus? Do you think it's a good plane? Do you think it's safe? Boeing? You know, Boeing, I don't know. Boeing was doing a little bit too much there, right? Weren't they? Now, I'm not trying to get anybody nervous if you're traveling, if you're getting on an Airbus, but that's the year Airbus came out. And look at this. Like I told you, this is a big aviation year. This is also the year that we have the F-22 launching, and they call it the Raptor. Tell me, who goes on TikTok? Anybody? I know, Karen, you're on TikTok, because if you follow the White House, excuse me, if you follow the White House on TikTok, it's a trip. I know it's Barron. I don't care. I think Barron Trump is running the White House TikTok page. He's got rap music. They're doing things with, videos of our fighter jets doing all these like amazing acrobatics and stuff. And it's all set to rap music. And it's unbelievable. This is the official White House page. If you haven't been over there, you're missing out on some entertainment. It's really making the liberals are so mad at that page. I saw in the comment section, somebody was asking, excuse me, if they go over to the White House page on TikTok. It was on someone else's account, and they were saying, no, I have it blocked. I mean, people are really mad about this TikTok page, but I love it. You know I do. You know I do. So tell me, what are you all thinking? Jan is telling me that 95% of the crashes were done by the cabal. Okay. Wow. Yeah. You have a point. I'm not arguing it at all. Okay, now we have another airplane that was launched in 2005. This is a variant of the 747. Look at this big old plane. Look at that wingspan. Don't you love it? Who else is into aviation like me? Because I love this stuff. And this, again, a big year for aviation launches. So yeah, we have a variant of the 747, and this is called the 747-8. So Boeing had a big year. Uh-oh. Are you ready for this? How would you feel if you had a baby at 66 years old? This lady, 66 years old, had a baby. Look at that. I don't know what to say because, hey, Sarah and Abraham, didn't they have babies about this age or older? How old was Sarah? Anybody? Let me know in the chat. How old was Sarah when she got pregnant? Anybody remember the age of Sarah or Sarai? Sarai? Anybody? Let's see. Corinne is here. Welcome. She was 100. Oh my goodness. Are you serious, Sunny Day? Wow. But 100, when you live to be 900 years old. I don't know if she lived that long, but I guess that would be a young person having a baby at 100. Corinne says, hello, Jennifer, Karen, and chat. Hello, Corinne. Happy Tuesday. I'm sorry for clearing my throat a lot. Please forgive me. And no way, 66. You don't think this is a cute look right here? Hey, Gracie, that baby is looking up at her and saying, what the hell? That baby is looking at her like, who are you, lady? You're supposed to be my Nana. But hey, I would love her. I would probably throw her a baby shower. Wouldn't that be something? A baby shower? You could give out Geritol pills. The grab bags would be... Okay, this is not nice because I'm an old lady, so I'm joking on older ladies, but imagine you throw the shower and you have, things for older women. It's not funny. Stop me from laughing at this. Adult diapers. I was thinking that would be funny. Depends. And what else? Like things for hot flashes, like those little fans that spritz the water. I would do that, right? Maybe some hair dye. What else? What else in the grab bags? This is quite an ordeal right here. I don't know. I don't know. That baby is saying everything. Everything in that look. Okay, so let's get off of that subject. I know I'm probably going to get some bad comments on that, but I'm just joking. It's all jokes. All right, so Ben Gay. Ben Gay. Wrinkle. Now that's a good idea. You could have so many wrinkle products and all kinds of things like that. Okay, so let me get serious. Okay, this is also the year they did the first facial transplant that we know of. I don't know if they've done this before. I don't think that it's new. Okay, I think that this is the first one they're telling us about. But it's a good job. Not bad, right? Let me go behind the picture. Look at that. Not bad. Grab bags. Yes. Hey, Taurus warrior. Hey, love from England. Oh my goodness. I love it. Welcome. Welcome. We love our English, and we have an Irish brother. I haven't been having times that fit you all, but thank you. I know it's an odd time for you. I do appreciate you being here. You said, wait a minute, you said, nah, far too old. Not fair on that baby. I know, that's the thing. It's not fair for the baby. But look at how this woman healed up from this facial transplant. What do you think of that? That's some good work. Wow. I mean, I know you have to cover with the makeup and everything, but I think it's a good job. She healed up really well. So yeah, facial transplant, first one. And also, this is the year that we have Bob Iger taking the helm of Disney. So Bob Iger, I know that he has been an embattled leader of Disney. He went away and came back to save Disney from itself. I think he's trying to get rid of all the craziness, but it goes too deep. I don't think you can save Disney at this point. What do you think? I don't think Disney can be saved, is my opinion. I think they've gone too far off the farm. So yeah, I think it's a done deal. Bob Iger, sorry, you can't save Disney. And then we have Harvey Weinstein. He was really moving the streets at this time. So who would have thought that we would have the issues with Harvey Weinstein that we're having today? Yes, creepy Harvey. That's him. So Harvey Weinstein in 2005, Disney and Miramax, that is Harvey Weinstein's company with his brother, Miramax. So they didn't renew their management agreement. So Disney and Miramax had a management agreement. That's why Disney can't be saved, in my opinion. They were in bed with Harvey Weinstein. That to me is enough. I don't care what anyone says. I think that it all goes back to, I don't know, gives me creepy vibes. What about you? Oh, Juan is here. Hola, Juan. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. You say Disney is an evil place. Yes, I agree. You said sick. Yeah. PDFs. Hello, Juan. So, yeah. And you know about the island that Disney, the allegedly, I'll say, when they do the Disney cruise. Do you remember hearing about them stopping in some islands? I won't name that island. In the Virgin Islands, but something was weird about it all. And we have Ted Koppel, who retired. And I think that Ted Koppel did it right. I don't remember Ted Koppel having any scandals on his name. His name was pretty clean. And he went away. He didn't try to prolong his stay, but he retired with a legacy, I'm thinking. Yeah, St. James Island. There you go. Did you hear about that when it came to the cruise, the Disney Cruise Line, and some stops? But Ted Koppel retired in 2005. And also we have the Huffington Post. Did you ever read the Huffington Post, or as it became known as the Huff Post, with Ariana Huffington? She was quite the society girl lady, and the Huffington Post, I don't hear it at all being mentioned. What happened to the Huffington Post? Is it still around? Does anybody read that? I think she had a good run. It doesn't seem like she's moving anything anymore. And we have Jamie Dimon, and we hear his name a lot. Jamie Dimon was named CEO of JP Morgan. So Jamie Dimon, there you are. So that all happened in 2005. And also we have YouTube, everyone. YouTube was launched in 2005. What do you think of that? Oh, so this is weird. I see what happened. I was having some problems in Canva today. Canva was acting really glitchy. And I see from my slide that Canva is glitching out. Does anybody see Canva on the screen? Let me know if you see it, because I don't know if you can see it, or maybe I'm just seeing something that you're not seeing. Anybody see the Canva logo on some of these images? You see it? Oh, good. Okay. So something glitched out in Canva today. You know, I was telling you I was having a lot of problems with my tech. So I'm going to have to contact Canva, find out what's going on. But anyway, this is, you can see it. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Very strange. You see it too, Gracie? Yeah, you're not supposed to see that. But yeah, it explains that something was going on. I was just trying to do something and it was frustrating, but I see that it's a glitch. Okay, so we're told that these guys always find these tech companies, and it's always the same kind of origin story that I don't believe, right? It's in your mom's garage or your Harvard dorm room, you find this big tech company. Yeah, right. Do you think this is true? So we're to believe that these guys right here founded YouTube in 2005. Can you believe that that's when YouTube launched? So let's look at the very first maybe We don't have to look at it. It's kind of boring. The very first YouTube video was about, it was one of the guys that started YouTube. His name is Jawad Karim, and it was titled simply Me at the Zoo, and it was the San Diego Zoo, and it got over 300 million views. Just him at the zoo in front of the elephant thing. 300 million views. Interesting, right? So there you are. Oh yeah, it's a lot of glitchy stuff I see. Canva was really glitching. All right, so also 2005 is when we have Reddit was launched. So we know that Reddit now is, where is it? It's a place that you can find a lot of information, some interesting conversations going on in that space. But I don't know. Reddit, I think, is filled with a lot of wokeism, a lot of really, problematic mindsets, in my opinion. But I think you could get some good, if you're doing some research, you can at least find out what people are talking about on Reddit. But I don't think that it is as influential as it used to be. And you know, the guy that, one of the founders, he ended up marrying Serena Williams of the tennis sisters. Yeah, he married Serena, and they have a couple of children. Look at that. And Serena's always harping on about racisms. Oh, I saw a cotton plant in my, posh hotel, whatever. She sees a cotton plant. Remember that ridiculousness from her? And she gets all triggered about cotton. What's so triggering about cotton? What is it? I know, like, if you're in the South, you're going to see cotton growing. What are you going to do? Crash your car because you drive by a cotton field? But that's how it triggers people. They were taught to be triggered about cotton. Yet you're wearing cotton. I hope. You might wear polyester. Maybe that's what's wrong. Low frequencies. You need to be wearing linen and cotton. But yeah, she's harping on about some cotton plant, cotton picking ridiculousness. And she's staying at some 8-star hotel room. And she's all triggered about cotton. And she's married to this guy, the Reddit founder, a white guy. How do they do these mental gymnastics, these people? The very ones that harp on about racisms, they're married to white people. So ridiculous. But they're just what? And hemp. Yes, hemp. Hemp. That's probably one of the better ones. Yes, hemp is good. We need to focus on high frequency materials to put on our clothes and to sleep. Corinne says, I love crocheting with cotton. Fresh grown is beautiful. Wow. See, I want to have a fiber farm where I grow cottons and have my animals. And that was my biggest dream, is to have a fiber farm. We'll see. Let's see. What do you say? And I have a hard time finding cotton and linen clothes. Really? You do? I think, if you go on places like Etsy, I think they have good prices if you want to find good cotton and linen. Try Etsy. Or you can also try, where else? Anybody have any good ideas of where to find some inexpensive cotton clothing, linen? I know it can be expensive. It shouldn't be. But that's how it is right now until we have our full jubilee. Everything that's good for you is not going to be expensive and out of your price range, because that's how it should have been all along. All right. You like linen, Juan? Yes. If you sleep on linen, you're doing your body a great service. You really are. Let's see. Lentco. Is that a place where she can go and look for linen? Is that all right? Thank you for sharing. Taurus Warrior says high frequency clothes, cotton, rich and bright colors, all, yeah, good frequencies. It is very good for you. Okay, this is the year that we have the cross, what is it called? Cross. Do you guys remember this guy, Bubba? I don't remember him too much. Were you into this stuff? But Bubba was big in this year. What's his full name? Bubba? I was going to say Bubba Sparks. Do you remember Bubba Sparks? Wasn't he like the rapper Bubba Sparks? But this is Bubba. I'm trying to find his Bubba Stewart. And he was a Supercross champion. So Bubba. And this is all, oh gosh. This is the year that they unmasked Deep Throat. Remember, if you do remember the scandal, Deep Throat, and that was during the Nixon years. And you know, I've heard people say that in retrospect, Nixon was one of the good guys. Have you heard that? Or what's your opinion on President Nixon? I heard that he was set up by the cabal, but he was a good guy. He wasn't the creepy guy that he was portrayed to be. But they forced him, you know, to comply and get out of the way so they could put one of their guys in place. But I heard that, yeah, he wasn't the bad guy that we were told he was. Now, we have Deep Throat in 2005 being unmasked. And you know, lots of articles if you want to go look at it, but look at this, crazy, right? The headlines. Look at that. He's saying, I am Deep Throat. Crazy. So it took 30 years to unmask him. Then we have the Valerie Plame. Remember the Plame affair? This was quite a scandal. I didn't get into the details of the Plame affair, but this is the year that this was breaking this story. I'm going to have to look back on the Plame affair and see what was up. And also, this is the year that Michael Jackson was acquitted. And what I don't like right now is his name is being thrown all around. They're finding people to come forth and bring all of these allegations on Michael Jackson. And he's dead, right? He's dead. And they're still dragging his name through the mud. It's terrible. And it's all to they think they're taking attention off of other people. But it's real clear to me that Michael Jackson was a target of the real PDFs. They hated him. And I think he's been vindicated. That he wasn't the guy they kept saying. They lied on him. Still lying on him. So this is also the year that intelligent design was banned. So they weren't going to teach intelligent design to students. It was always these wars between evolution and intelligent design. But intelligent design lost in 2005. I don't think it did. Of course, I believe God created the universe, intelligence beyond our understanding. You know, you can't have all of what we see and it just happened by chance. No way. There is an intelligent designer behind it all. And this is the year that gay marriage really took off. And one of the most popular couples would be Elton John and his husband, David Furnish. So they get married, and it really opened the floodgates. A lot of countries started to have the civil union between same sex, and you started to see the states adopting it. In terms of countries, in 2005, you had Canada starting to allow same sex marriage, Scotland, Spain, and now this is where we are, right? Slippery slope. And so we also have, and this shows you that if they can pick up a guy who years ago was guilty, they say, of crimes against humanity as a Nazi, they picked his butt up. They didn't care how old he was. The United States, he was hiding here in the United States, go figure. And he was a big old Nazi. He probably lived in a nice suburban enclave and probably was a Sunday school teacher. He probably was like the perfect guy. And yeah, they find out that he was a Nazi monster, but they didn't care, again, how old he was. They let's see. The story is that, 1 minute, let me get my little details. The U.S. immigration, so we could say ICE came and picked him up, yes, and they deported his butt. And they deported him to the Ukraine. You catching my drift? Ukraine. And they brought him up against crimes against humanity charges. So it goes to figure that it doesn't matter how old someone is, if and when they come to justice, their age should not have anything to do with them facing judgment. Right. Okay. So that happened in 2005, which was very fascinating. And also, Saddam Hussein was brought to also court with crimes against humanity charges as well. So I think those should be precedent charges, precedent cases for what we're going to start seeing with crimes against humanity charges against people on this current timeline. That's what I see coming. And 2005 is the year that Iris Apfel, do you remember Iris? I loved Iris. She has gone on, but Iris was this fabulous older lady, right? If we're talking about older ladies. And she became famous in her elderly years. Her elder years, I'll say. She was very vibrant, as you can see. Well, they had a big exhibit called Birds of, what was it called? Let me find out for sure. Something about birds. Rare birds. Rare bird. The irreverent Mrs. Apfel. So she's the kind of lady, she reminds me of my grandmother, Stormy, like with the accessories, those kind of women, and they'll start telling you about, oh, I was riding on a camel going through the Sahara, and that's where I met my fifth husband, Bernie, right? Someone like Bernie. I think she'd be married to somebody named Bernie. But yeah, so Iris Apfel, fabulous as she is or was, she became famous again as an older lady. Jen, I'm not putting your comment up there. I'm not. I refuse. I refuse, Jen. Go read Jan's comment in the Chatmosphere. She's rocking that jewelry. I love it, right? It's just not too much. I love it. I love to see women like her with lots of accessories. All of it, put it all on. And they say, take one piece off. Just throw it all on and take one piece off. I always thought I was going to be an older lady like this. I still have time, right? To be like Iris Apfel. And okay, in terms of what is this? Entertainment. We have Twilight, the book, started in 2005. My goodness. Stephanie Meyer and her books. You think I will? I will be like Iris, like as fabulous as Iris is. I want to be fabulous like her. And also we have Brokeback Mountain. Isn't that interesting? Coincidental that movie would also come out in 2005. And we have Wedding Crashers. You know, when I think about, okay, you have gay marriage really starting to blossom. Then you have Brokeback Mountain. And then you have Wedding Crashers. I think it's kind of cynical. Although the movie Wedding Crashers was funny, it's a cynical take on culture, I think. Have you ever crashed a wedding? Let me know, because I crashed a wedding accidentally once. You want me to tell you how I crashed a wedding? Let me know if you want to hear the story. Thank you, Jan. I am now. Thank you, Jan. I just need more accessories. Do you want to hear my story of when I crashed a wedding? Let me know. Oh, by the way, let me show. Oh, wait a minute. I crashed it accidentally. Look at that. As I've been talking to you, I finished my nails. Did you know I was doing my nails while I was talking? This hand was not done for anybody coming late. And yes, I have big hands. I'm 5'10", 10 inches. I am a tall lady. I have big feet. I have big hands. And somebody might say that I'm a man, but I'm not. I'm not a man. I swear I'm not a man. I've had a child. I'm not a man, okay? I just have big hands, man hands. Are they man? They're like basketball. I would have been like in WNBA. If I would have made my dad so happy if I had just gone into sports. I was his only child and I didn't play sports. It wasn't fair. So yeah, I got him done. How you doing? How you doing? I miss Wendy. I hope she comes back, don't you? I'm all over the place. It's the coffee. It's the coffee. Okay, so you want to hear my story about how I accidentally, thank you, Hermana. You like them? I did it, right? I did it for you. You want to hear my story of when I accidentally crashed a wedding? You have big hands and feet too. Tall girls. We're the tall girls. We can't help it. Okay, I'm going to tell you the story anyway, because you guys, you don't want to hear it. The numbers are probably going to go down. Let me just tell the story real quick. I'll tell it real quick. Okay, I was at a hotel. It was Laguna Niguel. It was circa 2014. And I was at the Spill It. Juan says spill it. Okay, I'm going to spill it, Juan. Okay, I was at Laguna Niguel at a hotel. A friend of mine. She's a ritzy friend. Okay, you know you have ritzy friends, you know, rich friends. And listen, I can't hang out at the Regis, St. Regis, but she loved the St. Regis. So she would have like luncheons and stuff and invite us to the St. Regis down there and just, you know, treat us to lunch or brunch. And we're looking out at the Pacific Ocean, and all of a sudden, Elephant comes in. Elephant, it's like a court area. We're having our brunch. We look out. Elephant comes in into the court area, and it's all painted, all of these bright colors. And it's a man, the groom on top of the elephant. And it was a big Indian wedding. So we're like, what's going on? We have the most perfect view of this wedding. And let me tell you, they went all out. Big wedding. The two were doctors, and the families were in the beautiful saris and very bright colors. And one thing I noticed is the Indian wedding that we saw, it was all about the groom. It was not about the bride. It was all about the groom. That's something I noticed. Culturally, I don't know if this was just them or if it's cultural. But the groom was the star. And his party, the groom's party, they were just celebrating, and all the music. It was amazing. But yeah, I crashed the wedding because we were able to watch we were like guests at this wedding, this Indian wedding. I'm not kidding. An elephant, a painted elephant, walked in with the groom. Can you imagine? It was really a sight to see. Okay, back to our slides. Let's see what else. So we have also the Sith. Did anybody see the Sith? Revenge of the Sith. This was the Star Wars movie. I think I did see this one, but I don't know if it's very memorable. I think it's just too many of them. I think they did their big one with Star Wars 1, maybe 2, but it's too many. I can't imagine. You can't keep this up. So they've gone totally woke, and Disney, and I don't know if they're involved in this one. Did Disney buy this franchise? Does anybody know? I don't know. They may have. Maybe that's why it's so crazy. So this is the year that we have Narnia. I love Narnia. The witch, the wardrobe, right? Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia. Remember, this is when Saturday Night Live was funny. Remember when the guys, they did a rap called The Chronic of Narnia? They were singing The Chronic of Narnia. I would play it, but I probably will get my channel like struck. Did anybody remember The Chronic of Narnia, the rap? It was so funny. But anyway, moving on. We have that. I want to watch it again, maybe. Then we have the Color Purple musical. It's like Oprah. Can you get off of this? We don't want to see your trauma porn. This is her big one, The Color Purple. They can't get off of it. You know, the first one was good, but let it go, Oprah. We don't want to see any more Color Purples. Get off of it already. So anyway, I could not imagine going... I just have to say, I would never go see The Color Purple on Broadway. That just seems so, it's crazy. Anyway, we have The Office. It debuted in 2005. Now, I love The Office. What a funny show. Did anybody get into The Office? Corinne says, that's when comedians made us laugh, right? Did you remember The Chronic of Narnia? You do. I know you know about the Chronic of Narnia. Where is 420? Where's 420 Dragon? You said I will get you tickets. Please don't. If you got me tickets, I would probably go, though. I would force myself to go. So then we have the Who, Doctor Who. I was going to say the Who. Doctor Who came back after being away, coming back, and they keep going through Doctor Who's. They had a woman as a Doctor Who. You can't do that. Black guy was Doctor Who, and probably had every racial group as Doctor Who. So they jumped the shark with Doctor Who. They ruined it. I don't know. It might be okay now. Does anybody watch any of the British TV? But everything, when you think about it, The Office started out as a British show. Even The Apprentice, right? The Apprentice, you're fired. That started over in England. That's why when I do these retrospectives, we can't get away from the British culture. And we have our beautiful British family here in the chat. So we want to thank you for bringing us comedy. Tell us, where is our British sister? Do you like Doctor Who and where it has gone? Or do you think it jumped the shark? Because the original was very good, I think. I remember Doctor Who coming on when I was little. It's been around for a long time. But anyway, that's like, like I said, I love a lot of British Britcoms. I love Britcoms and just British TV. It's very, very entertaining, very funny. So there we are. Let's see, what else have I missed? We have Holla Back Girl was one of the songs, right? I love Holla Back Girl. That was funny. And this is the year that Generation Z was starting to come into the world. We also had a couple of people leaving the world. Rosa Parks, she left. She exited the building, as well as Johnny Carson exited the building. And what else? Kylie Minogue, she had breast cancer. And now we see that she's doing well. She's still with us. So she beat the breast cancer. And Kate Moss was dropped because of drugs, doing a little bit of maybe the stuff. And what else? What's interesting, in Ethiopia, I always love to hear about Ethiopia. So Ethiopia has an obelisk. If you remember seeing the obelisk, I didn't grab a picture of it, but I just want to say there was a piece of the obelisk that was stolen by the invading Italian or Roman armies in 1937 when they tried to invade Ethiopia in Aksum. And they returned this piece of the obelisk in 2005. I think that was interesting. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers a lot of 2005. And we will continue on our retrospective of American culture. We're getting up there. Look at that. We're going to be looking at episode 42. You've been hanging out all these episodes. Think about it. We've been at this. And we're going to come right up to 2024 because we did a little bit of time travel. If you remember, you were here hanging out. I already covered 2025. I did that during the new year, or what they say is the new year. So we have only 2024 to go up to. So what about that? Let's see. What are you saying? I wish science fiction theater would come back. Oh, really? Wait, science fiction theater? I like the Mystery Science Theater. And I've been seeing that. I subscribe to Mystery Science Theater 3000. I guess it should be more than 3,000. But I haven't tuned in. I always see they have live streaming. It almost seems like every day, Mystery Science Theater. But yeah, wait, Science Fiction Theater? I don't remember that one. It sounds fun. The Guru says part 2 of Spaceballs is coming out. Oh my God, really? Spaceballs? My mom and I used to watch Benny Hill and laugh your butts off. Oh my goodness. You know what? I have my guilty pleasure. Back in the day, I watched Absolutely Fabulous. Oh, I love that. Me and my cousins, we love the same kind of shows. Like we watched Mystery Science Theater 3000. We loved Absolutely Fabulous. And it seems like it was another British comedy we watched. But I like watching the old, what is it? Upstairs, downstairs. What is it called? Keeping Up Appearances. I love Keeping Up Appearances so much. You say, Jen, you must watch Spaceballs. Okay, let me write it down because I don't want to forget. I'm going to watch Spaceballs. That might be good. I need to see something funny. And then nothing's funny anymore. You have to go back to the old funny. Spaceballs. Okay, let me watch it so I can laugh. Anybody else want to share? Benny Hill. So you have some Benny Hill watchers here. Who else? Anybody else like the good Britcoms? Share your Britcoms that you love. Corinne, you love. Oh my goodness, we should do a watch party on Discord, right? We should watch Mystery Science Theater. That'd be fun. Maybe I could do that. You guys watched. We watched. They Cloned Tyrone. Remember, you guys came over. That was my first and only. Was it my only Discord? We had a little Discord gathering. Paint Dance Live, yes. Welcome. You said Faulty Towers, yes. Those are the best. Faulty Towers, Keeping Up Appearances, and there's one more that is from that era. I love. Oh wait, Kids in the Hall. YouTube has shows on 24-hour marathons. What about Kids in the Hall? Was funny. Yes. Very funny. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. And to our British and Canadian brothers and sisters, thank you for joining from across the pond and up in the Great White North. We are happy to have you. We love you. And we're going to get through this. We're going to get to the Jubilee. And I will keep you posted because I want to do some other live streams, and I'll be posting some things. I have some little uploads, like shorter uploads, not as short as what is it, the shorts, but a little longer. And I've been wanting to upload a few things, so I'll look out. If you haven't liked the video, hopefully you will like it. If you liked this show, please give me a like. I don't ask a lot, but I said I need to start asking because I want to start growing the channel. And if you haven't followed officially, please give a follow. If you I'm not asking if you don't like it. It's like if I'm serving you, I'm your waitress. If you like the service, that's your tip. Okay, you can tip me that way. All right, so thank you all. I'll see you real soon. Stay tuned, and we'll do some more of these retrospectives, all right? So let's see, what do we have? I will hold up. Okay, let's do this the right way. You know, I've been having glitches. And again, I did this for you. My patriotic nails. I did my other hand. They're all done. Thank you for joining. Let's get into the spirit of America, the beautiful. All right. Take care, everybody.